Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cacawphony, where our editor seems to think he can be as cool as Watts if he seems to hack the podcast. But little does he know, he is not as cool as Watts. I am Jelo, and with me, I've got...
Birthday Glucose.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday. And I'm Ted or Alive too.
And I'm Whiskey. I'm not
All right.
singing, by the way.
Don't you dare sing
Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday and I track you down individually and pluck out all your toenails.
Now I kind of want to sing.
Well, that is...
Don't threaten
that
me with
is
a good time.
Well, that's quite the start to the podcast. Let's go talk about RWBY.
Yeah.
Volume 7, Episode 6.
It's always episode 6, isn't it?
Yes.
That was
With that
the Vital Festival fight where Yang decided to get a little kill hungry.
There's also
Nope.
Tyrion's, fight with Ranger, and it was the Apathy episode.
Okay, y'all are mistaken. There was Yang brutally assaulted an innocent man. Tyrion was the victim of gang violence while just going on his own leisurely business. And then they all went through some goddamn trespassing on private property.
And squatters are
Yes.
bitch.
Well-
RWBY are the real villains here, y'all.
Well, as you can tell, there's going to be some heavy spoilers this episode. So, if you haven't, go watch the episode first.
Yes.
Alright, so let's begin. We start with something of just kind of a lead up into the main stuff. So there's kind of like the aftermath to a riot and a few other things. So
I want to
We see that
Nope, go ahead.
there isn't much to the riot aftermath. We see some people getting arrested. We see them interviewing Robin Hill about it. But the
Fair
main
enough.
focus is on the election is happening today.
Yeah,
Correct.
there was never a doubt in my mind that it was going to turn out the way it did.
can I just say that there were also 2 other people on that poll? And during the whole Jocks versus Robbins thing,
Well-
the percentages came to 100%.
Those people, I guess they just really didn't get out the vote, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
that's-
have to do to get 0%
Be
against
shocked,
Jocks?
apparently. just be a woman in Atlas, I guess. Damn.
Oof.
Jacques says no women's rights. It is known.
Right. Well-
I mean,
I guess that was a pretty quick scene. After that, we have a little quick thing of training, and Oscar says it himself that they're all kind of evolving while he doesn't have a semblance yet.
See RWBY being a little bit more aware of her semblance doing funny stuff, which fans have pointed out before, but only this season does somebody actually say, hey, your semblance doesn't just seem to be speed.
Right.
what did you say it was? Particle decomposition or something like that, Glucose?
It was shoot, I forgot the official term for it, but it's basically just she can reduce herself to a cloud of roses and
Yeah.
particle dissemination. That's
There
what
you
it's
go.
called.
Eh.
Or
Seems
particle
useful.
dispersion. Yeah,
She's done stuff like this before. Didn't she split into 3 in the RWBY character trailer or whatever?
She did.
For
In volume
4?
4.
Yeah,
That was the first instance of it.
yeah.
At the time, we
Uh,
just sort of took it to be stylization, but it looks like now they're
Yeah.
acknowledging that it's a real power, and RWBY just kind of says, yeah, I never really thought about it before.
That is a little weird.
And it was never called speed either. When they actually gave it a name, it was pedal burst.
Yeah, it's,
Right, the companion guide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that piece of work.
Well,
Look,
we also
the
have-
companion guide.
Well, we also have Jean getting better. Ren seems to be focusing on this Zen sense that he's got going on.
I don't know exactly what that was. Maybe like shutting out noises or influences that he doesn't want to hear so he can focus on others.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because they were talking about their semblances evolving. My guess is that he, at this point, he can kind of not just deaden emotions, be they his own or people he's around. He can actually like create kind of a null field around himself, where it's just like, hey, as far as I'm concerned, there was nothing within this space. Like he doesn't sense anything, doesn't acknowledge anything. It's just Ren in a seemingly empty space, just a trance state.
Interesting.
There's also John, whose aura meter just shot right back up to full right there. Are we going to talk about
that's
that?
funny.
He's gonna be Hazel.
That's funny. We don't really know what a normal rate of regeneration is for aura. I mean, we've seen people get into fights where their aura was broken or nearly broken, and then fight more just a few minutes later. So it could be that what John did just there and what Hazel did at Haven was actually just kind of above average rather than like unbelievable.
Well, Nora did say she hasn't seen someone regenerate like Hazel, so it is certainly amazing.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, theoretically, alright, so I don't know why I said theoretically there, but you've got him recovering it that fast, so wouldn't that also... I think that's pretty absurd. He didn't seem to have to focus too much for that. Because if you go back to the Vital Festival, they measured it by aura and or knockout. But none of them really went back up, their aura meters. But again, this is volume 3.
Even then, when there were lulls in the fight, we never saw that. But Jean, he gets hit, and immediately after, his aura just starts climbing back up.
At least with Jean, it's explained by his semblance.
Yeah. So we know he can boost himself as well as others.
Lad's beefy.
I guess the last one that's kind of interesting is Oscar. They did the patented, oh no, you don't have your semblance yet.
Hang on,
Sean,
you're like,
that's rough, buddy. That's rough, buddy.
Once this volume confirmed?
Yeah, he's going to get a semblance this volume, chances are.
Yep.
It was about this time, volume 5, that Oscar Ozpin was talking to John about his semblance.
I thought it was the first episode, actually.
No?
There were two times. There were 2 times. There was one in the second episode and one near the middle of the volume.
Alright, second episode.
With that joint training session where RWBY and Oscar were sparring, that's the one I'm talking about. That was towards the middle of the season, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
But Oscar's probably going to get a semblance this volume. If not this volume, then next.
Personally, I have no clue what this is going to be.
I'm going to go ahead and put my money down on time dilation.
I'm going to put my money down on making lusty cat girls fall for him.
Sometimes
maybe it's just a passive thing.
Neon really out here thirsty AF.
Yeah.
A B's utterly shattered. Blake Oscar win.
Speaking of bees, do we want to move on to the next scene after Ironwood tells them to take a break?
Oh, baby. Black Sun in shambles. Fandom ruined. This scene.
All they actually did in this scene was say they were going to a dance and do a little dance.
There was actually a couple more subtle things. I don't know if you guys noticed it. Did you guys notice
I've noticed a few.
The eyes that Yang was giving to Blake while she was putting her makeup on?
Yep, saw that.
Yeah. There was that. There was also...
Filthy lesbians.
Unfortunate.
You forgot it. Dropped it. I do like how Weiss is just already done with their shit.
Yeah, Weiss is just doesn't
this
want
volume has been an absolute treat.
Reaction images galore.
The reaction images, the sass. She's just been awesome this volume.
John just is like, hey, we're gonna go to the... Yep! Doesn't even let him finish. She's just like,
finally got her to go to a movie with him.
I mean, he's only got a underage tag along, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
it only makes things more exciting.
Third wheeling.
No necking in front of Oscar, y'all. He's just a kid.
What movie do you think they went and saw?
Does it matter?
Listen to.
Cause, uh-oh.
I don't know, because that's what's out right now.
What? I'm confused. Help.
Said they went and saw Frozen 2 because that's
Oh.
what's out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Haha, very funny. Original joke. I love you, Ted. You know I do. No, the dance
you
was
hate me.
pretty cute. The dance was pretty cute, especially how I recognize the dance that Yang does, but I can't recall the name of it for the life of me. I saw it so many goddamn times in college, and I'm sick of it.
It looked like
I've
a
got no
square
clue.
dancing thing, but that's off topic.
all I
I
know-
just said that Yang looked like she was crip walking, which proves that Yang is the absolute hype beast that I've been saying she was since Volume 2.
All I know is I would have been dancing like Blake.
I can't dance either. I can crip walk, though. Yang out here representing her hood. I respect it.
Alright,
The
I think
face
that's
when you
all
took
that we can
a
really
whole
get.
year in high school to learn how to dance.
God.
I took a whole class in that. That was exciting.
I bet.
Wow. Well, I
I've
think
told
that's
you a
all that we
story
can
about
get.
that. That's right, Glucose. Anyway, sorry, go on, Jelo.
Yes, I think that's all that we can get out of that scene, seeing as how we're getting off topic. So, let's slide in a bit more into Ruby, Ren, and Nora at the political rally.
The
Party
victory
dealing.
party, yeah.
Y'all.
Yes.
Y'all. Woo!
Somebody's excited.
Well,
Okay.
why wouldn't
not
they
gonna-
be?
I'm not going to get into it yet. There was other stuff first. Okay, first of all, Robin's tall as shit. Holy fuck.
She's
That-
5'11", according to the end credits.
I mean,
Other
like,
people are.
it was this scene that, like, confirmed it for me. You know, I thought maybe it was just camera angles at work, but nah, she's just, like, casually looming over Ruby.
Ruby's tiny.
She's
Yeah, I know, but, like-
5'4".
I know, but, like, I've never seen anyone that wasn't a dude that looms over Ruby like that. So it's just great. She's just looking at her like fucking Principal Skinner, just pathetic. But Penny being cute as always.
That
Ren
fist
and
bump,
Nora.
meme template right there. That was a good one.
Yeah. Ren and
Let's
Nora
get into
arguing
Ren and Nora.
about the
Yeah.
bees.
Okay.
Yes, let us speak about this.
Yes, y'all go ahead and say it so I can be a gay disaster.
It's not exactly subtle about the fact that they're not really talking about Blake and Yang. They're talking about themselves.
Right. Even
Yes.
Penny was confused about it, and we all know she's got the social awkwardness of a... What's socially
Yeah.
awkward?
Of a
All
robot.
of us here.
Oh yeah, good point.
I know what you're talking about. I'm a social butterfly, goddammit.
But no, this goes back into actually what we saw in episode 3 of Ren just kind of pushing Nora off, thinking about the mission.
Yes.
As he says it here, maybe one of them feels that way, but the other is worried.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Right.
And he's not very good at expressing what it is that he's worried about. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why
we
you
can
just-
kind of
That's why you just go and screw talking.
Yeah.
My babies! Yes! I love
Finally
them!
got
I
the
love them
Renora
so
kiss.
much!
I mean, they held hands before marriage in Volume 5, so that's pretty indecent.
Oh my god.
No, that was Volume 4, my apologies.
I've been waiting for this since I
Okay.
saw these two idiots, and I love them so much. Now, one of them has to die this volume because goddamn this show.
Nora,
God.
it's gonna
Can I
be
just say-
Nora.
Yeah. Can I just say that this is the first kiss for a ship that hasn't immediately crashed and burned in all of RWBY?
You've
And it's
jinxed it.
Renora, and I like it.
You jinxed it.
Look, they got through an episode, okay? That's
I
They're
mean,
already
but they didn't
winning.
speak for the rest of the episode. So,
Right. Well, yeah,
granted,
there
there
were
were much bigger problems on hands, but at the same time,
I mean, they go into the kiss arguing, and they don't, resolve the issue. I mean, Ren even said, like, he sort of implied that this is something he might want, but that he's worried about everything that's going on right now.
right.
if
As
you go
he
and
should
watch
be.
it back, though, he did get into the kiss.
I'm sure he did.
yeah.
I mean, we saw him, but I mean, I know I would.
Bruh,
Ugh.
Yeah, so I don't think this kiss is going to fix all of the issues in their relationship right now.
If anything, it'll make it worse, or just
It might.
stagger things.
Yeah, Ren
It's
does
going to
have a
be-
point. They do need to talk.
This is going to make future episodes very interesting, seeing where it goes with Ren focusing and Nora wanting their relationship, and
Nora and
Ren's
Ren have gradually been shifting apart this volume, and you can see
Do
it's
you
taking a
think this-
toll on Nora too.
I think
do
this
like
sense came from Ren, that this sense that like we need to be training all the time. We don't have time to wait. We don't have time to focus on anything else. Where do you think that came from?
So there was
I'm not
actually
sure
a
yet.
decent fan theory I saw a while ago on Twitter because I spent too much time on there, and someone pointed out that one of the last words Ren's father said to him was that the worst course of action is no action. And the reason why Ren is so devoted to Ironwood, or his plan, is because that Ironwood has a plan of action, whereas everyone else is just kind of, right now, taking things step by step, as opposed to Ironwood, who actually has a vision of what needs to be done. So,
Yeah, Ren has been very action-oriented ever since he kind of came into his own as a character after Volume 3. Like, they're going to Haven, and, he's focused on getting to Haven. The Knucklevi shows up, he's focused on killing that thing, because angry.
yeah.
When it's going to Atlas, it's let's focus on getting to Atlas. And now the natural course of action is follow the guy who gives the plan. So he's now focused on let's get the Amity Coliseum up in the air.
It's like
And I like that.
That one really bad meme, friendship ended with Nora. Authoritarianism is now my new best friend.
And while I'm on the topic, I am so glad that they're both getting their separate characters this volume.
Yes.
Especially Nora, because, like...
Who's been nothing but comic relief the entire series.
Yes. And now,
And this is what I love. We spent the last however many minutes talking about Ren and Nora.
Mhm.
That wouldn't have happened in past volumes. They're
Right.
finally getting stuff.
I mean, this is the first time we've really seen them disagree on anything outside of the one Knucklevi fight.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, when you think about it,
I don't
what
really
was their
think that was a
disagreement? Ren is-
disagreement. That was more Ren getting
Right.
really bad tunnel vision. And
think
Nora
about what
having to
happened
snap
between them
it.
there. He's rushing in. He's trying to act, not. And Nora gets him to take a step back and
Yeah.
think for a moment and like set aside his emotions.
That actually reminded me of a little bit of something. You know how Ren's lack of stamina is based off of Monty always being tired?
Right.
Monty
Okay.
also was somewhat... Okay, not somewhat. He was kind of obsessive to the point of having a pretty unhealthy work habit. You think that's a little something there?
I'd be surprised if they integrated that into the character, but, I wouldn't take exception to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ren is kind of Monty's character when you look at it.
And
That
now
way,
his
so-
brother is voicing him, so
Originally voiced by Monty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird going back to, like, Volume 2 and hearing his voice back then in, like, a
Yeah.
surreal way. But
It's very quiet. Much more quiet than his what is his brother's name? Neith, I think.
Neith.
Yeah. I wanted to say
It's
Noah
Heath,
for
but
some
with an
reason.
N. But no, I do like, especially this volume with Nora, because like even in volume 4, we didn't get much characterization for Nora, and now we're seeing like she's obviously concerned not as much about the mission and more about, you know, her friends.
Mhm.
Like she's not worried about, you know, Mantle or training. She's worried about Ren. She's worried about, to an extent, Yang and Blake, but more so Ren.
Yeah.
Nora, like, as you keep talking, the more I realize Nora does have a lot going on this volume. She's got Mantle, which is pretty connected to her past, because you remember that she grew up an orphan. So seeing the poverty probably, you know,
Okay,
brings back
yeah.
some bad memories.
Mm.
I think that's my big take on why she's so connected to Mantle, is because of how similar it is to her childhood before Ren found her.
I agree. That
Right.
makes sense.
And I would say after, too, if I can stretch a little bit, you know, I think it's called Oniyuri, the town that they were supposed to be growing up in, the one that,
I thought it was Kuroyuri.
Kuriyuri,
Yeah,
Oniyuri,
Because,
something like
you know,
that.
black lesbians. That's
God
how
damn.
I remember it.
God damn.
Very
but
funny.
then, like, they were trying to build something, and it got ruined by the Grimm. And now Ironwood is in a situation where he's trying to build something, Grimm be damned. And, you know, Nora, I feel like she's probably thinking that this could be happening again. Only even worse, because Mantle isn't a tiny town that's being built, it's a massive city.
Yeah.
It's obvious that she cares more about her friends and Mantle than Ironwood's plan, which is I won't say it's a good or a bad thing. It's a thing.
It is a thing, most certainly.
Yeah, which is more than we've got anywhere from Nora before.
What the fuck? I love Nora now.
Yeah, right? She actually has a character now between pancakes and sloths and loud noises.
Yeah.
I'd argue that she had a character before
She did,
then,
but
but
I'm just
that's
being extremely pretentious.
Yeah.
And
that's for another day. What can I say? I get frustrated with fanfics that make Nora like that.
yes.
I agree.
But no, I'm being extremely pretentious and just being an asshole. And she did have a character before all of this. She's just getting more character.
Alright, do we have more on those two? Or do we want to get into the fun stuff?
Ooh, let's
Into
get
the
into
fun
the
stuff.
Yes,
stuff.
politics, please.
If any of
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
bring up
that's happy.
politics, y'all know I'm coming for them toenails. I'm sorry, but I'm not here
Throughout
for
the
it.
whole episode, we see the votes slowly ticking in favor of Jacques.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yes.
do you think that that's at all legit, or do you think that was already Watts changing?
I feel
I
like
think
some
it's
of it was legit.
both.
Like, there's probably okay. I know I said no politics, but just not using any specific examples, just talking about in general, the lower to middle class, for the most part, will generally believe that the people above them have decent intentions if they say they do and act like they do. So it's possible that Jacques actually had some supporters in Mantle who genuinely thought, oh, he's gonna, trickle down economics. That shit works, yo.
You could also say that, he's getting more votes in Atlas than Mantle. I think they even show a map where it looks like that.
You can also,
No,
it's
it's
also
not even-
pretty easy to infer, that there were actually people in Mantle that voted for him, because you remember that first guy, Mr. Glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he was hovering over the Jock icon, and then it cut away. And then at the end of the episode, he's looking real solemn, all like, so, easy to infer that he did vote for Jock. But at the same time, he did guarantee himself a win practically by saying, by the way, I'm taking away your jobs, vote for me.
Although, I mean,
Not
I think
quite.
I agree
No.
with Yang that almost had to have hurt him.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sure it did.
In real life, that would tank a guy's political campaign.
Yeah, it started at what, 60-30?
It started.
I think
Yeah.
it started lower than that, possibly.
It started
Well,
in the first scene where we see the tallies. It's 70-30 in favor of Robin,
Okay.
and then
He was getting blasted. because
Mhm.
this is a Mantle only election. They said it's for a council seat in Mantle,
Yeah.
so he
Sure,
doesn't have his
that's-
voter base in Atlas. He is he's
Oh,
in
listen.
hostile territory, and his first action was to step on a landmine.
Okay. If you say so, I don't remember it just being a Mantle
It
election.
was just Mantle. It's been
What?
established. I wanted to say something earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt. I apologize.
I believe you're right, Glucose.
I'm not sure I remember that, but
I hate to
I-
sound like an asshole, but I know I'm right on this.
Kind of want to go
Yeah,
back
I
and
think
watch the episode again now to look for it.
Because
but,
when you look at the map in the next few scenes, and then you look at Mantle, it
Alright,
doesn't.
well,
anyway,
It doesn't really match up to say that there's two different things because Atlas and Mantle are separate.
either way, I don't think it's that important. So,
Like Jacques is just. If Watts wasn't carrying his ass, he would have lost this.
yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think Watts literally told him, "Hey, if you do whatever it is I want, then I'll just rig the election in your favor"? Do you think he literally told him that?
I think
Something-
Watts is kind of coaching Jock from the back on what to do. Like, I don't think there's actually any election manipulation going on. Personally,
There
Hold
is.
on, we saw it.
did we?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Jacques, no, my bad. Watts, when he was doing his whole really cool orchestra dealy,
I thought that was
he
him
waved his hand
manipulating
over
the
a map
fight
and
of-
the colors changed.
Oh, he did.
Nah, he did actually change a good I think it was
Yeah.
like a good half of the voting districts to Jacques.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't notice that.
He wasn't subtle at all.
Oh, yeah.
That was more.
Watts is
focused
just
on
like,
the
what are you
waving
gonna do about
fingers.
it?
Okay, clearly I'm a terrible fan.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. People miss things. You were not the only one who missed it, believe it or not.
Can we talk about the actual attack itself with Tyrion?
That was just beautiful.
I love the PTSD eyes Ruby got the moment she
She
saw
saw the
him in the
tail.
crowd. Like, she just saw it and she's like, oh, fuck.
I like how Tyrion just went ham on the crowd.
It's what he does best.
Rip
Yeah.
the thirsty moms, y'all.
Yeah.
Just taken from us too
It's
soon.
those thirsty reused assets.
Yes.
Because you saw them in line again, too, to vote.
Nah.
Pour one out for the homie.
But, like, we've gotten terror attacks before, but this one seemed much more intimate.
Oh, it was.
Because here's the thing about terrorism. Normally, when you think about terrorism, you think of something like
Explosions.
9/11, explosions, but you don't think of these more small. While 9/11 was targeted, this was definitely. You know, I'm going to stop because I'm already digging myself in a hole, and I don't want to start.
This is like a
anything.
guy running around in a subway station with a knife as opposed to someone
Exactly.
driving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a very personal dealy.
right.
It's also an actual false flag attack
Yes.
with him trying to blame it on Penny.
There you go. That's the word I was
Yes.
looking for. Jeez, and I study this
And-
stuff.
This is also another thing that I really liked is how well Watts and Tyrion work together. While Tyrion's cutting people up, Watts is pulling the strings with his orchestra dealy.
Like,
He was
so from everything
getting-
we've seen from Watts. Oh, go ahead, Ted. Sorry.
obtaining the footage from the camera droids in the room, and it looks like he's editing it together to make it look like Penny killed all those people.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. I
Yes.
believe, because the fighting styles looked pretty similar, sort of ish.
There is something of a kind of a flowing to both of them.
That's what I'm.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going.
They're both
for.
very fluid.
Yeah. But from what we saw of Watts in Volumes 4 and 5, when we were first introduced to him, we saw him as this absolute jackass. He still is a jackass, but we didn't think he would be a team player. I didn't think he would be a team player. But lo and behold, he's turning out to be a much better villain than Cinder.
He is literally better Cinder.
Granted, it doesn't take much more effort to be a better villain than Cinder.
I don't know about that. I mean, her plans in Volume 3 were pretty damn effective.
I think that what Watts has going for him, other than Cinder,
Watts
is
also backed her up
Cin-
on that because Cinder doesn't have
Right,
the know-how to.
what I
I'm aware
think
of that.
Anyway,
Watts has over here is that Cinder is a femme fatale, and it's like, okay, great, but no offense, but that's been done.
Yeah.
She's kind of dull. Whereas Watts, his style, his suave, it really carries him through everything, especially with how he's able to back it up.
Yeah, and also about the Cinder thing, I actually went in depth on this on the subreddit at one point. Cinder, I think it's not that she was a bad villain, because like she did everything up to the fall of Beacon right, like the infiltration, installing Watts's virus, that worked fine, but she kind of made it clear to all and sundry that she was the one behind the fall of Beacon attack, because everybody saw it, the filming, Team RWBY and what's left of Juniper know her face, or RWBY does at least. And then by Volume 5, the rest of them know.
The entire world knows her face.
Oh, the entire world did?
No,
Well,
her
all
face
of
was
Mishnal.
never shown.
Well, no,
Oh,
we have
well,
a
yeah,
name.
okay,
We have a
fine.
name. No, she was on a
Right.
wanted poster. I know she
That
was on
was
a wanted
it.
poster. She was on a
That
wanted
was
poster.
That was after Haven.
Yeah, after the
Yeah,
Haven.
that's
is that
only-
what we're talking about? Or no, am I just being slow again?
No, you're on topic, but like Watts, at least thus far, it seems like he's relying less on, his plan involves Tyrion doing all of the actual hands-on work, whereas Cinder had to do the subterfuge and the, hands-on, gotta go get the Fall Maiden powers, I gotta do that myself.
Yeah.
So Watts looks more competent because he doesn't have to do the dirty, wet work. He just kind of sits in the back and he's like, Tyrion, be a deer and go kill all these people for
and
me.
it's always, I find a shadow figure, puppet strings, puppet master to be more interesting than a femme fatale. I'm sorry, is this the Cacophony? I thought this was the We Stand Watts podcast.
Well, in
We
this
do,
house,
though.
we stand Watts and his mustache.
We do.
And then he
Mustache
flips his phone. when
definitely
he
gives them more villain points.
He flips his phone like a ridiculously high distance when he packs up his shit at the end of it. He's just like, he doesn't even look at it. He just throws it up and then just catches it. I'm like, man, how? How do you fit all this much swag on your person?
It's the coat. It's got a lot of pockets.
Another little thing that I thought of during all of that is, I think another thing that helps how cool Watts is how he's contrasted by Tyrion. This is not to say that Emerald and Mercury are bad, because I love those children, but there's just something about Tyrion that it goes so well with him being insane and Watts being cool, collected.
He's Watts' attack dog.
I don't think Tyrion's insane.
He's messed up.
Unhinged, but I wouldn't say he's insane because he's very clearly in control.
Okay, he's something.
He needs
He's a
psychiatrist.
He needs to sit down and talk about his mother,
But
You mean
Tyrion
Salem?
and Watts, these two have been a fantastic combo this volume. Like in just one volume, they have done, in my opinion, more than Cinder Roman in terms of audience appeal. If you get what I'm coming from, they're more fun to
They're
watch.
also working a lot faster.
Yes.
Like, it is obvious that Watts is not playing around. I'm not saying that Cinder was, or this is not the We Bash Cinder podcast, y'all, but
Kinda is.
What do you guys think about the plan itself? Because a lot of people have had issues with it in a few different ways. Like, oh, shouldn't they be able to tell it wasn't Penny? What do you guys think?
okay, first of all, the whole stab wounds argument that I saw right after the episode came out, don't give me that. Don't give me that shit. Do those swords not have points on them?
That is a little... I'm not sure what that argument is, but...
And Tyrion has his arm blades on the entire scene, so there is literally no way, unless you were right there seeing it, that you could tell the difference. Like a coroner wouldn't be able to tell the difference, except maybe I don't know if Tyrion's poison thing is voluntary or not with this tail, or like if it just automatically is injected whenever he's...
stinger. So
it's possible though
there.
that because it's mechanical, he might not automatically trigger it when he stabs something with the tail. I don't know. And in a situation like that, people might be too traumatized to remember who exactly it was. The plan is pretty good.
On top of that, I think, imagine that, like, the coroner or whoever really is able to prove, no, this wasn't Penny. I don't know, you as an average person who just saw a video of her doing it and like, oh, well, sure,
Yes.
Atlas says the video was faked and Atlas says somebody else did it, but of course they would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the outrage and what they're relying on. Look, we have a bird's eye view of everything. We're the audience. We can keep cool heads through everything.
Bird's eye.
Sometimes. God damn.
Funny. Didn't laugh. But nah, Joe, I get what you're saying.
I'm sorry, Jelo.
Yeah.
I was being an asshole.
We can keep everything cool, collected sometimes. It depends. I will admit that. But for the most part, we can take a step back, whereas all these people, they're overwhelmed and they just had their people killed.
Right.
So they need something to think about here, or something to blame. They are going to believe it was Penny.
And you can tell, obviously, that even the way he directed Penny was intentional too, because he drove her up on the stage, which was really clever.
Especially when Penny can't actually see him from what Watts is doing.
I don't know. I thought that at first, but I'm not 100% sure one way or the other.
Due to the stylistic cut, like, it's really hard to tell.
Either Watts edited him out of her vision, or he didn't, and she just, missed him for a second because he's so fast.
I think he was just moving so fast.
Well, I'm not going
to... Are you trying to tell me that Watts is able to hack into Penny's brain?
I have a headcanon about this that I feel like is going to be relevant, but that's next episode, and I can't walk into the future.
What next episode? They just released earlier. We're obviously recording this Saturday night.
God damn it, I tire of this charade. You can put me in this box as many times as you want, Jelo, but I'll get out eventually.
It was conclusively, it was a well thought out, well orchestrated, decisive attack that is going to put further doubt and fear into Atlas and its administration. It's obviously going to have an emotional effect on Penny.
Yes.
As was seen in the episode, and
clearly devastated.
Yeah, and as a bonus effect, we get to run chaos throughout Mantle. What's up?
Yeah, I want to throw out a quick appreciation for Alex. At the end there, you will hear the music. It's all slow. This is actually Penny's theme when she reappears in the first episode. So that whole thing when she's, flying up by the moon, everything's super happy. This music is that, except really slowed down.
Yes.
Alex
so props to Alex there. Also, props to when Tyrion's actually attacking. He's very good at making things sound scary.
That was tense.
There was the audience, the background people could use a little bit of improvement, but I'm not going to say anything on that.
Well, that's not an Alex there.
No,
it's an improvement. It's an improvement from the shadow people, that's for sure.
Deadass. When I was rewatching the episode,
shadow people.
I thought that they were actually laughing post-attack, but no, it was sobs. So
it was just a prank, bro, right?
Gosh darn those Paul brothers. No, maybe my hearing is just fucked. I don't know.
You're just a fucked individual, Whiskey. We get it.
No.
What did you guys think about when Tyrion did the purple thing with his hand?
Tyrion's
the vibe
semblance,
check.
maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, he can disrupt aura or like pass through. I think
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what it
Because he
looked like.
didn't
It looked
shatter
like
it. He didn't break it like we've seen before.
He just cut it
Kinda
open, almost like peeling
phased it
back
through,
wrapping
yeah.
paper.
Like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Thank the gods, Sheep Girl didn't die.
What do you mean? She might die still.
She might die,
She
man.
said she was fine.
Yeah.
People say they're fine all the time when they're dying.
Yeah.
Plenty of people's last words were, "I'll be fine."
No,
But
I mean,
no.
I'm pretty sure she said she was fine, so I mean, I don't think she's dying.
All right, Ted. You can keep trying to break out of the box, but you're stuck in here with me. You understand?
I am not using anything from the next episode.
Get in the box, Ted. But
Did
no,
Fiona say
I
that?
am in the
Yeah, she
box.
I do like the Orant. I like that a lot.
The what?
Just
the who?
the Orant,
oh,
Aura, and
the Aura.
Oh.
I do like it.
Is that a semblance
It
name now?
It fits Tyrion like a glove. I can't really think of anything better for it.
Are we sure we can't call it the vibe check semblance? Are we sure? Come on now.
Somewhat. Yeah, pretty sure.
What do you think the ultimate result of this is going to be? The attack?
Well, Robin's ass mad. We see that already.
Mm-hmm.
How was bad?
I can only. They're already riots. Jimmy's gonna ramp up the security.
Yeah. So, let's see. So, Mantle deteriorates further. That's probably a good speculation to have.
Public opinion's gonna turn on Ironwood
Definitely.
because your
Right.
robot just killed my friends and family.
I mean, that's one of the first things out of their mouth. Look, it's Ironwood's robot. Let's see. It could get bad enough they declare martial law, but I doubt I see that happening.
Hmm.
I would have
What
figured
about
they were already in
Robin?
it.
Robin?
What do you think her reaction's going to be?
Like I said,
Oh.
she mad.
She did seem mad. She seemed to blame Penny.
Yeah, she did.
I
She's
feel like
also-
if she was willing to work with Ironwood, I don't feel like she's willing to anymore.
Yeah. It just doesn't help that I don't like Robin's character, so I'm not really going to say anything.
Oof. But no, I feel like that was the real objective here. It wasn't, to kill people or to cause general chaos or to make sure Jacques won the election. I feel like Watts and Tyrion's endgame here is to drive a deep enough wedge,
Mhm.
because we know Jacques isn't going to work with Ironwood.
Right.
It's to drive a deep enough wedge between Ironwood and Robin that Mantle and Atlas are at each other's throats enough that they don't interfere with whatever Watts and Tyrion plan to do.
What, you
Even be a
guys-
wedge between Ironwood and literally everyone else that they're looking for.
Well, that's all of Salem's objective is divide everyone.
And before Robin gets enough ground and starts Mantle as her own city-state.
The Sapphic
Megxit.
commune of Mantle.
Megxit.
Oh,
Ban.
Wow, this one actually might work, though. Alright,
well,
enough politics.
Yes, on that bombshell, let's look at wrapping things up. Is there anything else we want to go over?
Just real quick, did you guys notice when Ruby reached out to comfort
Yes.
Penny and then was like, "Wait, I have blood on my hands. I should not touch her right now."
Oh, my poor
Huh.
babies. I love
Points
them.
for putting that blood there.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen blood since Volume 4, I want to say.
We saw...
There was some in Adam's character short.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, when he did,
Adam.
when he
Yeah.
moon sliced that guy out of his moon sliced the soul out of that dude.
Mhm. Also, again, like Adam.
Yeah.
There was blood there too.
He's such a good
It's
character.
nice
I
seeing the
love Adam.
show being a little bit grittier than it used to be.
You know,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get any more swears. I don't think. I think the harshest
Let
one we.
Nora say fuck.
I think the harshest one we have got is from Tyrion.
Yeah.
Tyrion had a heated gamer moment in the chat, alright? It's fine.
Alright then.
I did like this
I-
episode. It's
Me too.
very, very actiony, sets up the plot, and
Chapter 6, always where it hits the fan.
4 and
Yeah.
6, I think, have been my favorite episodes of this volume so far.
definitely. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
Hell yeah.
Alright then. Well, on that note, let's close this up. We've been the Cacophony. We're in the Crow's Nest server. We'll put a link down to that below. So if you like RWBY, come check us out. All that stuff. Please be friends with us. We're so lonely.
Also have a lot of events for reviewing people's writing. We have a weekly writing workshop. You can submit your piece, get some feedback on it. Anybody wants to do that?
What did Cad do to put you up to this?
I wanted to.
Come see me.
Ted,
shit.
you
No,
dirty,
seriously.
dirty shill. No, join
Yeah,
the
I
server
want more
and you get to
people to
talk to
review my
me,
writing.
which is way cooler than talking to Ted. Just saying.
He's right about that.
He admits it.
I've got the
I love you,
spiciest
Ted.
memes.
Kiss, kiss.
No, I don't. I'm not egotistical enough to say that.
Banana. We are the absolute chaotic cluster dam known as the Cacophony. Yes.
Yes. Alright then. Well. Shit, I bumbled another exit.
I
I'll
was
tell
giving
what.
you. I was giving you the exit, you fool.
Let's go in reverse Discord order. You guys have been listening to the We Stand Watts podcast. This is Whiskey.
This is Ted or Alive too.
This is glucose.
And I've been Jelo. Good night.
Bye-bye.